Hi, I used to use my old electric car, my IONIQ Electric, for pretty much everything. For daily commuting, for going to the shops, for kind of fun driving, taking the family around. Right now I am commuting on a family cargo e-bike and don't have an electric car. Haven't managed to get a test drive of the new IONIQ Electric 38 kilowatt hour that I showed the inside of last week, unfortunately. Don't know what it is with dealers and follow-up and so on. I've emailed but no reply. Anyway, for the time being, I don't have an electric car, still interested in one, but making do with this bike for now and seeing how it works out through the Danish winter. But can it be anything like as fun as an IONIQ Electric? Is it comparable in any way, shape or form? Or does it just suck, basically? Let's talk about it quickly in this video. Not to beat about the bush, the family cargo e-bike is actually fun. I am using it for commuting at the moment, taking my son to his kindergarten here in Denmark. I've changed the stock Riese and Muller rain cover, the canopy. It was okay. My son liked it. He fell asleep on almost every trip. It keeps the rain off him, but it builds up kind of condensation and he feels it's a bit too close to his head. So I ordered this custom BlaqPaks rain canopy from Portland, Oregon. That arrived. I paid some import duties and I've installed it on the bike. I'll go into that some other time, bit of a pain. Now I have this quite big cargo area in the bike for children, for both my daughter and my son. They both fit in there fine. And I'm finding that actually it's quite nice to take them out on rides even when it isn't commuting, and I'm enjoying it myself. It's surprising how much fun it is, and I wanted to show you a bit of that in this video for anyone else who's thinking about maybe substituting some of their car journeys, even if they buy an electric car, with an electric bike like this, with a family electric bike. So let's have a quick look in this video, some of the things I've been up to. First thing to say, it is the Danish winter, and I'm deliberately doing this kind of experiment of seeing if I can have a car-free life for a while. In a bad time of year, in bad weather, so that you can't be said that I'm just doing it in the best time of year, brightest days and the warmest weather. It has been very cold. There's been some sort of ice over bodies of water and things here, and it's been some nippy mornings. I am struggling mainly not with actually riding around the bike, filming it, because it's very dark. It's dark in the mornings as I'm setting off to the kindergarten and to work with my son. It's dark when I'm bringing him home. And then at the weekends, I have some family things to do. This weekend we had a kind of family work Christmas party and also just getting around and doing some things downtown. And there isn't much light in the day and there's not much time to be filming the bike. So I've filmed what I can, but I've also been taking my daughter out for some night rides, which is surprisingly fun, and seeing how the Danes kind of decorate their houses with lots and lots of light around Christmas time. That's been very nice. But there's been time with the family and them playing in some of the lovely civic buildings downtown, actually here in Aarhus, Denmark, with some lovely play facilities. And they're, as you can see here in the video, having lots of fun, enjoying running around, being outdoors, even though it is quite cold and the daylight hours are quite short. There's some really cool stuff at this municipality building in downtown, including some climbs and slides and indoor play areas and outdoor play areas. And it overlooks the kind of Bay of Aarhus where the ferry comes in. You'll have seen that in one of my earlier videos where I went to test drive a different kind of family cargo e-bike out on the island where Copenhagen is, on the northwest tip of that, where I met someone there who brought a sort of test bike to me. You can see the ferries coming in and out, and it's a lovely kind of view over the bay here. And the colours of the sky at this time of year are breathtaking. There's just these lovely gradations from kind of purple through yellow through blues. Really nice to see, and I've filmed a bit of it here for you to see in the video. So apart from commuting, I have actually been doing quite a lot of kind of recreational cycling, and my daughter's getting quite happy and gotten quite sort of used to going out at night on the bike. And, not too late, but we're just going around, seeing some new places and looking at sort of the various house decorations. But it's surprising how kind of stable and reasonably sheltered the bike is for her. And I'm enjoying it too. With this new rain cover on particularly, I'm quite sheltered from the wind a bit. I'm still exposed. I'm set up on the saddle, obviously. And there's so much assist from the electric bike, even though, of course, compared to a IONIQ Electric or a Tesla or some other electric car, this is the battery pack for my, let's see if I can get the button on. This is the battery pack for my bike. Yep, you can see the status lights there. Yeah, tiny little thing, 500 watt hour battery, and still it's enough to kind of get I think a 300% assist on the pedal force on the highest level. And it's nice, I don't sweat, I'm not getting cold now. I've got a sort of highly reflective jacket and the proper under layers as well, 2 layers of various materials. Getting used to that, some wraps for my feet and things to keep fairly warm. And it's fine, it's about going down to just under freezing here. That's a Model 3.
Oh yeah.
Performance Model 3 in fact. But it's fine, we've been having some nice cycling. So we have been out at night, as I say.
I don't really feel like going down the forest.
Can you see the screen again?
No, but it's fine.
And it's quite atmospheric, it's quite nice, it's very mellow kind of riding around. I find it is sort of quite mindful riding. You've got to be very alert to all the things around you. But it's a bit different from a car because you're obviously going much, much slower. You're more exposed, you do feel more vulnerable. I think even though the sort of Danish rights of way and things make it feel like there's more of an etiquette towards cyclists here, way more than in the UK. As I've said before, I wouldn't be doing any of this kind of cycling in the UK. It's not the support for it, not the infrastructure, not the culture or attitudes or legal protections. But the daytime cycling has been really fun. And now with this new canopy, there's a kind of door system, as it were. There's these magnetic latches. As I say, it wasn't fun to fit this thing, but now it is fitted to the box of the bike in the cargo part of the family e-bike. It's quite easy for my daughter, even though she's almost the height of my wife, to get in and out of the bike. And she's enjoying it. And from her point of view, as you can see in the footage here, she's having a lot of fun with it. She's enjoying it. We're not going that fast, but she's sheltered from the wind. She's sheltered a bit from the cold. She's with a sort of cushion and a sleeping bag in there. And I do the same kind of arrangement for my son, plus some support for his neck, so that he kind of doesn't sort of crouch down when he's sleeping. And it's all working out quite well. And I'm really surprised. It's difficult to kind of convey in the video, but I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it and how much fun I'm having with it. So I'm going to play out some of the footage of it, and you can get a kind of feel for what it's like.
Papa, to be honest with you, the last time I had my hair on a plait was when I first arrived at the house.
Yeah.
Mum is just really not doing it anymore.
It does help your hair from getting tangled.
I know, and it used to keep my hair all nice and pretty, but Mum isn't doing it anymore, so the last time I had my hair in a plait was when I arrived. That was the last time I would ever see my hair in a plait again.
One of the big differences, I'd say, comparing it to driving an electric car, I know that's a pretty crazy comparison, but just, I've had that personal experience of going from an electric car now to going to an electric bike. One of the main differences is how active I am with the gears. So I'm constantly going kind of up the gears to try and get a kind of stable feeling on riding it as soon as possible, so I'm not wobbling around, pedaling fast in a low gear. And I'm adjusting the assist a lot. I only use really two levels of the assist. Turbo, the top level of assist, which I think is 300%, and then the Tour, which might be about 150% or something of that line. And it's pretty much those are the only two levels I use, but I do sort of click up and down between them, and then the rest of it is done on the gears. And it's fairly comfortable. My heart rate is a lot lower than it was when I was on the rental bike with no electric assist at all. Much more kind of comfortable and easygoing riding. But there is this thing, you can kind of hear the electric motor going. I'll try and sort of show that here.
Tesla. Point it to Tesla.
Oh, Tesla.
If you point it forward, Tesla. Tesla. Right, okay, we're going to go right.
And now I'm pointing it at a sort of angle.
You can hear the sort of levels of assist kicking in and out, and you can hear me changing and see me changing the gears and adjusting the assist quite a bit.
You don't think so?
No. I should go back down to... There's a lot of ice, man. You can also hear it from my daughter's point of view. You can hear the motor going. Obviously, you would get this kind of sound, I guess, in an electric car as well if you had a microphone close enough to the motor. The motor is where the sort of the hub is on the kind of center, where the crank is. So the sound is quite prominent when you're riding. I think it's a Bosch motor. The later Bosch motors, I think, are quieter, smaller, and lighter. Even in these kind of small 250 watt power electric motors for the assist on these bicycles, there's innovation going on all the time. They're developing them, they're increasing the power levels, the torque levels, and reducing the kind of size of it, the weight of it, and the noise as well. But this cargo e-bike, I'm finding it quite refined. You do feel the bumps. It does have a suspended saddle, as I've said in previous videos, and a suspension fork at the front. You feel the bumps, but nothing like the other kind of cargo bikes I've tried. So It obviously has its limits. The range you'll see marked here in kilometers in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, the little digital display that you can see in most of the footage. Yeah, that's kilometers. It's varying between about 30 and 40 and sometimes even 50 on a full battery, 100% on this 500 watt-hour battery. And that's with the kind of turbo or the tour assist. Often the tour assist is what gives the higher numbers because it's, it's a lighter use of the motor. Not going to be riding, dozens and dozens of miles on this. It's a fairly kind of local commuter, local kind of recreational and fun trips kind of vehicle. But overall, so far, it's working out really well. I'm happy with it. Happy I got the proper clothes for it finally. And the kids are having great fun with it. And yeah, that's that. So hopefully in the next weeks or so, I'll manage to get a few test drives or visit a few more dealers here in Aarhus, Denmark. As I say, with the daylight hours, that's proving very difficult. There's very little time to do that. And the restricted opening hours of most Danish businesses here also make things quite difficult. Not complaining, it's just practicalities of this time of year. I'll see what I can do, and I'll see if I can kind of follow up and get into the new IONIQ, or maybe get a standard range plus test drive of a Tesla, find a Zoe, the usual kind of things I'm looking for. Anyone who's got any tips on how to help me with this, any contacts and things to help me get a bit more response out of the dealers, that'd be very much appreciated. In the meantime, hope I've shown that the cargo family e-bike can be fun. It's a different kind of fun, obviously, to driving the IONIQ Electric, but still, I'm enjoying it. And I think one of the things in life that's a good measure of fun and a good measure of kind of variety and so on. If someone had shown me this footage of me riding this sort of crazy bike with my daughter in or my son in, like a few months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have thought they were just, off from a different planet or something. I couldn't see myself doing this. I didn't sort of look forward and see myself doing this at all. But I'm doing it, it's fun, I'm enjoying it, and it's serving a practical purpose of, commuting and also just having a bit of fun and a bit of exercise and so on. So it's working out great. Yep, so there'll be more kinds of different things coming from me in future videos. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.